Okay, we are now streaming live. We are live. And then, so great to have my guest in here. Amazing lady, woman, the coach of coaches. And I'm going to be reading her profile in a bit. I'm going to be reading her profile in a bit. So we have Magriet helps executives and managers and employees to apply their strengths when engaging with career stakeholder management, frustrations in managing their teams, understanding how their strengths influence the way they make decisions, how to leverage a team strength to address performance outcomes, and the value that is brought to the workplace and life. Magriet helps people to apply their strengths. She has over 12 years experience in strength-based conversations and coaching, providing coaching and team facilitation services to corporates, global SMEs, and government in the following industries: telecommunication, blockchain, insurance, marketing, financial, learning and development segments, and labor and non-profit. Magriet is one of the only 2 Gallup accredited coach trainers for the Gallup Global Strengths Coaching Certification in Nigeria. Ladies and gentlemen, with a virtual round of applause, let us bring in Magriet Mouton. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Wow, amazing. Hello, Magriet.
Hello, Taiwo. How are you doing today?
Awesome. I'm doing just fine. So it's nice that we're having this, an hour earlier, based on some odd commitments. So I really must appreciate you for coming on board. We have a few people. It would be nice to know where you're logging in from. You just want to drop your locations in the chat, and please follow us through. If you have any questions, let us know. Someone says I'm trying to join with my iPad, but it's not working. Please log out and try again. All right, Lucy, we see you. We're live. So Magriet, awesome. Reading your profile, it's a short profile, but little do they know that you are instrumental to the coaching of several coaches across Africa. So we see somebody here, Mohamed Boyojalo is from Sierra Leone, living in Norway. Wow, great to have you here. So you see, we have a broad audience, and this is going to be on replay constantly. And that's one of the benefits of what we're doing now, breaking barriers. So Magriet, you are a powerful person, as in you are instrumental to coaching coaches across Africa. Tell us this story, and then we'll move on to how you came about becoming a strength coach. But tell us what this is all about. You are one of the 2 designated to train other coaches. Please go ahead.
Yes, thank you, Taiwo. Thank you for having me on this call today. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to conversing with you. So I'm part of the Being Human group, and the Being Human group is a company stationed in South Africa, and we are the Gallup licensed training partners, which means that we can train coaches in the Gallup Global Strengths Coaching Certification. When we talk about strengths, we are referring specifically to Gallup's Clifton Strengths Assessment, and that entails 34 different categories of strengths. And when people do this assessment, they will discover their top 5 signature themes, which is the way that they mostly think, feel, and behave that can be productively applied. In short, that is what we do.
Wow, awesome. Okay, so I see that, okay, Lucy has finally joined. Now, amazing. And for those that are joining us for the first time, this is the Strength Discussion Series. This is one of the Strength Africa's initiative to champion the agenda of the strength philosophy, because we believe that The world has focused too much on the weaknesses of others rather than the strength of, their team or even their friends and all of that. But the strength philosophy focusing on your strength and, discovering, developing, and deploying. And that's why we are having this to sensitize Africans and indeed the world as to this methodology and how it can help you achieve productivity, increase performance, effectiveness, low absenteeism, and a whole lot of other things, and I'm sure if you've seen some of our episodes, you see the immense benefit the strength philosophy has to offer. Now, whilst Magriet was talking about the role they play as a human group, she mentioned something around the top 5 strengths. All right. And I get elated, when I get into that area, because for me, that was like my eureka moment. I discovered my top 5 and I was like, wow, no wonder I act the way that I do. But beyond that, I was also able to know when to reduce the volume. All right. And how these strengths can also be an hindrance of some sort to anything I wanted to achieve. So, Magriet, how did you come about your strengths? How did you come about this thing called strengths? And then what led you on this path to become a trainer of coaches, all right, in this strength philosophy?
Yeah, Taiwo, I think it was about the year 2001, when I first heard someone from Gallup speak on a global platform about this concept called strengths. And the question that's asked is, what will happen when we focus on what is right with people instead of what's wrong with them? And as soon as I heard that question, it resonated with me so much that I wanted to know more about this thing called Clifton strengths. I learned that you have to do an assessment, and I did the assessment, and immediately it spoke to me so much. It showed me the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing, why I think the way I think, and why certain things are important to me and other things are not. So I did the assessment, and I became so excited about this assessment that I took my salary. I didn't earn a lot. I took my salary and I bought 20 books, and it cost me half of my salary that month. I bought 20 of the Clifton Strengths books, and I distributed it to my closest friends and family members because I wanted to know what their strengths were. I started reading up on everything and anything I could get my hands on from Gallup, the strengths movement, how it is applied, etc. I then became part of a strengths movement in South Africa around 2008, and in the early 2000s, I think it was 2015, 2016, when Gallup brought the certification, the strengths, that they formalized the strengths coaching certification, brought it to South Africa, and in 2017 I became a Gallup Global Strengths Coach. And I was then fortunate enough to be invited onto the panel of Gallup Strengths coaching trainers, because I became part of the company that has the license to train Gallup certified coaches in Africa. So that, in short, is my journey. I can tell you that I'm so excited about strengths. I live and breathe strengths. When I meet new people, I wonder what their strengths are. I start asking them about what makes them excited about life, why they work, why they do the work that they do. Even when I meet with my doctor, I would ask, lying on the bed when he's listening to my heart, I would ask him, why did you decide to become a doctor? And they would tell me, and that really gets me so excited. And you know what, Taiwo? the chances that anyone else has the same top 5 strengths as you in the world is 1 out of 33 million people. 1 out of 33
Say
million.
that again.
That makes you very, very unique. The chances that anyone else has the same top 5 strengths as you in the world is 1 out of 33 million. That's unique. That's very unique.
Wow. And that's one of those things, that I keep talking about. The need to further discover yourself, to discover your essence. Because what that statement, resonates with me, because it just tells me as to my individual uniqueness, on how I stand out, from the crowd. And that if only I am conscious of this, then truly I would have, be able to, effect some positive change around me. So we're all uniquely gifted and uniquely designed for our assignment. Wow, interesting. So Magriet, tell me, how you've gone on this strengths journey now, and how has it been? How have you been able to use your strengths effectively to achieve, your purpose, achieve performance, achieve profit? Just share with us.
Right. So my first strength is called individualization. People with individualization love to think about potential and to connect with people around their potential. So I have been fortunate to meet people from all over Africa and have conversations with them around their potential and what makes them great. So I use my individualization to have fascinating conversations with people. I've got learner as well. I love to learn new things about strengths, how it can be aimed to different outcomes and different purposes. So that's how I use my learner. I also have a strength called belief, which has got nothing to do with religion, but everything to do with passion and values and so on. So there's things that I really feel strongly about, and strengths and helping people to live their strengths is definitely at the top of the list. Then I've got maximizer as well. People with maximizer love to grow things, and they love to help people to go from average to excellence. That's what I do every day. When I coach, when I speak to teams, when I speak to managers, I help them to go from average to excellence by focusing on their strengths.
Okay, now when you started to talk about individualization, maybe for those that do not understand, can you please walk around the domains as to how you are aptly suited? So talk about the domains of strength, and then how you are able to function and complement the areas where you are not fully versed, whether with your colleague, Yendo. Yendo was with us a few weeks ago. So tell us, please, just share with us on that.
Yeah, so there's 4 domains, and all 34 strengths themes have been broken into 4 domains. So you get executing themes, and people with executing themes, they can take a vision and they can make it happen. All right. So my belief strengths theme is an executing theme. So I get things done by connecting with my values and with the passion that I have. Then the second domain is influencing, the influencing domain. So people with influencing strengths themes, they can speak up for the team and make sure that the team is heard, and my maximizer falls into the influencing domain. The third domain is called relationship building. People with relationship building themes, they are the glue of the team. And my individualization and connectedness themes falls into that domain. Then I also have learner, which falls into the strategic thinking domain. So people with the strategic thinking themes, they can help the team to make better decisions and gather information and make decisions around different ways of looking, at situations and information and so on. So I've got strengths themes in all of the domains, but the interesting thing is that I also know that, for example, I don't have strategic, the theme, the strengths theme of strategic in my top 5 or my top 10 or so on. But my colleague Yendor, who you just mentioned, he has got strategic in his top 5, and strategic means you've got the ability to see different options very quickly. So if I get to a T-junction and I start to panic because I don't know what to do next, I speak to him, give him the context, and he can lay out the options that he is seeing. It's almost they almost help you to get out of corners or difficult situations, and that's what I love about working through strengths with partners that I have in my life.
Wow. Okay, now, so let's even get into some very deep stuff now. I know you coach, beyond coaching coaches to become Gallup global Gallup certified strength coaches, you also work with teams. Okay, can you tell us what your experiences have been? So you get into a team to train and also to coach. What has been the experience when you got there? What changed when you were done with the strengths conversations, and what has been the output, over time, if it's measured? Just give us a few examples and experiences, and I'm sure a lot of people would be interested in knowing how this works.
Yeah, Taiwo, we've worked with a number of teams in different sectors, in different industries, and each team has their own issues. So, for example, some teams are very much disengaged. They've got people in team members that does not want to work with either the manager or the other team members. They are infighting. People don't get along with one another. They annoy one another, and so on. For those teams, we found that understanding the strengths and knowing what each other's strengths are brings a certain brings an awareness, but also brings a forgiveness. To know that, wow, you are not trying to annoy me on purpose. That's your strength, and I just don't understand. I don't understand it, and I don't know what it contributes to the team or to me. We've worked with teams like that, and what we found is that afterwards they work very much closer together. A lot of the conflict seems to disappear because the types of conversations that they have are different. Then we've got we worked with teams that has a diversity and inclusion challenge, where the team has been forced to have a diverse set of team members. And that's what teams, companies are really good at the diversity question, but they're not very good at the inclusion part. So yes, we can address diversity, but how do we get everyone included? And what we found is that strengths becomes a common language. So it's no longer English and Swahili or English and Sotho, or there's no longer a color, a different language, different culture. We have the same language in strengths, and that helps us to celebrate diversity and understand how diversity can add to our team experience, as well as a strengths-based complementary partnership experience. So we've worked with teams like that as well. And what we found is that afterwards, because we're focusing on the contribution that each member makes to the team, inclusion becomes just so much easier when they use strengths as a common language.
Wow. Okay, so how did you wrestle the issues around, or how did you deal with those issues as to when there's the imbalance and people have not fully appreciated this? So I imagine you get into a typical organization, and the first thing you do is you have to have a discussion with the managers or the lead, right? Is that a typical? You get into a discussion with the managers.
Yes, Taiwo, we never engage with a team if we didn't have a managerial discussion first. It is very important to, number one, get the buy-in of the manager. If the manager does not buy into the language of strengths and what it can bring to the team, then we don't engage with that team, because what can I say? There won't be a coherence. There won't be a unity in using strengths, as a common language. During our conversation with the manager, we typically ask, what's the goal of the team? What is the manager's vision and dream for this team? We also ask, what is going right? What is going wrong? And we ask about different team members as well. Who's doing great? Who's struggling? And why do you think you as the manager, why do you think they may struggle? We then also ask about interventions that they may have done in the past. Has it worked? Has it not worked? And then together with the manager, we form a strategy to work with that team in either a workshop or a series of workshops.
Okay, so now, we have those discussions, you do a few, so talk about the assessments, the Clifton assessment test or the assessment. Can you talk around it, and how would I say, how valid is that test, that report, once you do the test and you get your report? Talk around that.
Yeah, so the Clifton Strengths Assessment is the result of 40 years worth of research, global research. I can tell you that these 2 or 3 Nobel Prize-winning laureates on Gallup's board, which ensures that the Clifton Strengths Assessment, that the validity of the Clifton Strengths Assessment stays true. Over 2 million people were interviewed in the build-up to put this strengths assessment together. So what am I saying? It's a scientific, researched assessment, which makes it makes it very valid. And we have found that when people do the assessment, they ask us, Magriet, how does Gallup know that this is who I am? Or are you guys some gomas? How does this work? And let me just explain to them that the statements and the questions has been set up in such a manner that each time you answer a question that is related to a certain strength, you can almost say there's a drop of water falling into that bucket. They tally the water drops after you've completed it, and then they see which buckets are the fullest, which buckets are the least full. And that is how they then see what your top 5 strengths are.
Wow. Okay, so for those that are joining us, I see a few people have also joined across countries. I'm seeing, I see Ibimere, I see Julia, I see Oratile, I see Patrick Obey, I see Solomon. Yeah, so a few people have just joined again. It would be nice to know if if you have any questions you'd like to be part of the strength discussion series. So just raise your hand and I could just allow you to talk. Essentially this discussion is about helping you discover yourself. And once you understand yourself, then you can play to your highest potential. In fact, that's the state of coming to what you call self-mastery, okay? And when you don't even know about yourself, you would only just abuse yourself or disabuse, in any case, either you're playing at the optimum level or at the, suboptimal level. So if you have questions, have a veteran of some sort in Magriet. She is ardent on the strength philosophy, and she's able to help people discover and develop their strengths so that they can play to their highest potential. How can one join this movement? Oh, the strength movement. So Mohammed, do you want to talk? And I'm sure, let me allow you to talk. Mohammed.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hello. How are you?
Hello. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Yes, sir.
I am a professional teacher, and I think I understand most of what is being discussed here. But I have a different outlook. Instead of me using it to develop myself, I want to become a member of this institution so that I can be equipped to use it to develop societies. Because I perceive when Magriet is talking, a lot of things happening in the societies we have in Africa, especially my country, Sierra Leone. I have always held the belief that the biggest problem we face in Africa is that of how to change existing beliefs and perceptions. That's what is holding back development. So I would want to become a member of this institution so that I can be equipped and I'll be able to relate with people so that we can bring change to Africa. Africa is talking about change. We have all the resources.
Yes.
We have 50% of the young, able-bodied population, but we have the wrong mental dynamics. That's why we are not moving.
Wow.
That's what
Mohammed, spot on. As in you've just said it all. I'm glad that you are saying that you want to be part of the strength movement, and it's so easy. We have
a very important
coach of coaches here
that we should use to move Africa.
Absolutely. That's what this is all about. That's what Strength Africa is. Magriet, you see what I'm talking about?
Yes.
So Mohammed is in Sierra Leone.
No, we're saying, look,
that's exciting.
And I'm doing a lot to help to change my society. I live in Norway. I've been living here in the past 19 years.
Oh.
And the reason for coming to Norway was because we had a war and I had to run for my life. But whilst here, I am using information technology and all other things to contribute to society.
Correct.
And becoming a member of this institution, I think it will take my vision one step forward.
Correct. Good. So, Mohammed, please, we're going to share details and then we'll be in touch. Please send a private chat to me now, and then we'll hook you up with Magriet to have you also do the beyond the test, but to also be coached and become a coach of coaches. in Norway and indeed Sierra Leone?
What I see here, I think it's a little bit difficult to send a private chat to you because it's a limited
Okay, so
chat.
team,
It's only
my
sent
team will
messages
send you.
to all panelists. But I can put my information here, it doesn't matter. I'll give you a general, I'll make it general, okay?
All right, great.
I would even
Awesome.
send you websites I'm building up to enhance this thing I'm looking at.
Awesome. I'm so delighted, and the team will follow up on this. Magriet, do you have anything to say to this, please?
Yes, Mohammed, I can tell you that once you're part of the strengths movement, things are the types of conversations that you have will change. You will become excited about what your strengths are. And also, it will be so fulfilling for you to help other people understand their strengths and also help them to what we call aiming their strengths, how to use their strengths productively. And when you speak to someone about their strengths, what they are great at, what is right with them instead of what is wrong with them, you see that their eyes light up. There's a sparkle in their eyes. And for some people, it changes their lives completely.
Good. And that's
Okay.
it. You just experience a complete life change.
That's great. I think I have something we can work with.
Good.
I'll be very happy to be a member of this institution.
You will. We're bringing you on board live, and you're going to be helping us to share further the strengths philosophy. I see Israel just came in. So thanks, Mohammed. Thank you, Mohammed. Israel is here. I see Julia. I think Julia is a coach. I see Oratile. Oratile, do you want to say anything? Let me allow you to talk. Oratile, you have the floor. Can you say something? Yes. You've been with us on this discussion.
No, for now, I'm okay. Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, loud and clear.
Yes, we can.
I was saying that for now, I'm cool because I joined in late, but I think I'm following.
Good. Okay.
Yes.
So you're cool. Okay. So
the previous speaker said, Mohammed, he said something to the effect that he joined in because he wanted to bring change to Africa, and he also said that he acknowledges Africa is talking about change, and we have the resources, but we are not putting them to use. So that is what I've noted so far. And also what I think is, I don't know whether I'm pronouncing the word, the name properly, Magriet?
Yes, that's fine.
Yes, and I also noted what she said about this whole movement. What the whole movement is about helping us recognize our strength and also channeling the strength effectively, or rather rightfully.
Okay, so Oratile, where are you calling in from? Where are you logging in from?
From my office. Botswana.
Where is it? Where? What part of the world?
Africa, Southern Africa.
Yes, where?
Botswana.
Is what country? Botswana. Yeah. So you see, we are okay, great. So sometimes when we tell people, so we have somebody from Norway, we have another person now from Botswana, and so it's not just West Africa; it's global. We're everywhere in Africa. Ebi Mere, would you like to say something? And so thanks, Oratile. Ebi Mere, would you like to say something?
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Sorry, I came in. I'm joining in from Lagos, Nigeria.
Nice to meet you.
Awesome.
Lagos is excited.
So what have you?
I joined in late, so I know you're talking about
trying to catch up, right?
Yes. To know yourself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Better. you know, and then to be, okay, so just, there's a replay, and, you know, I'm sure you can also subscribe to our YouTube channel that avails you the opportunity to watch previous
the replay,
series. But
yeah.
Yes, watch the replay. But let's also even re-emphasize what this strength philosophy is all about. So Clifton's strength, all right, is tied towards helping you, you know, take an assessment of yourself. You know, there are no right or wrong answers. But by the time your report comes out, you'll be able to see without a doubt some of the things that has, you know, kind of reflected who you are, what you naturally do. So you see your talent in action, in raw display, in the form of a report. Now, what we do, and, you know, with the Human Group and Strength Africa, and then we have the coach of coaches here, is that first, when you discover your strength, it's almost like you discover the use of, or you buy a new gadget. So as a coach, one of the key things we do is to help you with how to use that gadget, using the instructions therein in the report. Now, once people move from the point where they discover their strengths, all right, we help to develop, you know, succinctly develop those strengths, and then deploy them, aim them to the point where you can experience output, you know, greater output in terms of performance, in terms of profit, in terms of productivity, and every other thing. And so that's the first level. The second level, and that's what we are going to be doing with Mohammed, is that Magriet, they have been licensed to coach individuals that are interested in coaching others. And so I'm sure we're going to take this movement even down to Sierra Leone, to Botswana, such that if you need to become a Gallup certified strength coach, to also have the ability and the capabilities to be able to offer such guidance to individuals or to organizations, you are in the right place. You are in the right place. And then thirdly, we believe that, look, you're as good as helping your neighbor, okay? So help spread the news, because once you do the test, it's like a light bulb moment. Joanna, if the strength teams, can you drop the assessment link in case people are interested in this? This is, in fact, amazing. You know, I love, and Magriet, you see, this was what we're talking about, that more and more people need to hear and even understand this. So what are your own insights now, and what can we do differently now that we know our strengths? Tell us how you have used your strengths and you are using it across Africa.
Yeah, as I mentioned before, with my individualization, learner, my connectedness, I connect with people, and I become very intentional with my strengths. You know, thinking strategically around how I can use it every day in different situations, to connect with people, to develop people, you know, to delegate, etc. So I use my strengths in a very intentional manner.
Very intentional.
As I mentioned earlier,
so for those that listen, yeah, my top 5 strengths: strategic, command, you know, significance, deliberative, and learner. And you see, when I discovered my strength, I soon realized that the number 2, being command, was wrongly used. I honestly, when I didn't know what my strength around command was at that time, I used it wrongly. And so I had a lot of enemies. But the moment I soon realized that that strength was supposed to be used strategically, you know, and, you know, for purposes of, in terms of crisis or when there's a need to take charge, I soon started to play to my highest strength, and I was experiencing exponential results. Now, Magriet and I could easily tell you about our top 5 strengths. Why? Because we've also taken the assessment, and we know now it's part of us, you know. So we're not living life on error or trial, or, you know, by trial and error. We live with an understanding of our strengths. So, you know, and Magriet, you know, what do you think? When you took me through the coaching session back then in, I think, South Africa. Yes. Tell me what you saw then and what you are seeing now. So maybe the audience needs to even know that this wasn't always me, you know. Tell them.
Yeah, Taiwo, you have just turned up the volume on your significance so significantly. You know, I think the strength of significance. People with significance, they want to be heard. You know, they've got a message that they feel strongly about, that they want to stand on the platform, and they want to tell that to people. And I mean, what you have done with Strengths Africa is huge. You've gone out and you've just, there is no other way of saying it. You've turned up the volume on that, and you are amplifying the message of strengths around Africa and what it can do and mean for people around Africa. So, yeah, in the space of 2-3 years, there's been a huge difference in how you are living your life from what I've seen.
Good. And truly, and I just needed them to hear. So it wasn't just me saying it, that you know me and you see how I've used the significance and I've used it to the highest level. I have someone here, Madam Marola says that, so let her talk now. Let me allow you to talk. You say that you've been using your, is it, I saw some, where, okay, yeah. Madam Marola, you want to talk? Tell us how you've been using your strengths.
Hello, Taiwo. Hi, Margaret. Thank you for being here. Yes, I did my test last year with Taiwo Adepoju, and I actually wasn't very surprised because my top 2 were things that I kind of knew that they were my strengths, but having them clarified in the top 5 has allowed me to be able to know where to actually push through in areas of what I do on a daily basis, both personally and professionally. And also I harness that to also earn more money using those top skills. So for me, it's been extremely beneficial knowing what my top 5 skills are. And of course, Taiwo explained that there was a deeper level where you get to know, I think about 30 something strengths or whatever, and then I'm able to match them. But just even learning and taking the test to get to know my top 5 really was an eye opener, because my number 1 was futurist. And I've always been like that. And people couldn't understand, oh, why do you always say things that doesn't exist yet? And people didn't get it. So number 2 was communication. So I realized that communicating what I was saying in my mind and being able to pull people along and increase their positivity to be energized and excited about going forward really, really does make a huge difference. So thank you.
What a beautiful story. Well done, Taiwo. Well done.
I see some hands up. I see a Stella Nwako. Stella, you want to talk? Stella, you have the floor.
Yes, wow. Good afternoon, Mr. Taiwo Adepoju. I've been one of your followers. I've been following your journey very closely. And I've participated in your discussion series, especially the one you heard with Coach Gida. Though I haven't taken the test, but I must confess that listening to you and your guest speakers has really helped me in my transformation journey. Gradually, and I'm beginning to come to the awareness of my strengths. However, I'm still yet to take the strength test, which I will do in the next few weeks coming. But I must confess that it's really significant knowing what our strengths are. You know, for somebody like me, that I don't like being public, but at the same time, everything that I've got to do takes me out there in the public, you know. So it's important, you know, for somebody like me to come into the circle of what you and your team are doing, trying to realize my strength and using it to actually carry out things I need to do. Otherwise, it will just be that you have things on the side of you, you are not making use of it. So I must comment what you're doing, you and your team, and also part of what you're doing is helping me realize my strengths and put it in the right use. Thank you.
Great. Stella, thanks for that feedback. Feedback in Toastmasters, they say, is the breakfast of champions. And I love the feedbacks we're getting. Honestly, I'm overwhelmed. I also love that the coach of coaches is listening. She can take this message back home to Johannesburg and say, hey, Strength Africa is on fire. We need to just take this, to the next level. Guys, getting Magriet here wasn't easy. We had to move the appointments here and there. I like if we have any specific questions as to how we can discover our strengths beyond just taking the test, I'm sure Magriet's able to answer quickly. But beyond that, Stella, please endeavor to do that test, because once you do the test, you just have clarity, and for anybody that is listening to us, you must take your assessment, all right? Know your strengths, know you, so that you can do you, all right? And that's it. So, Magriet, some final words, just so that, and just flow, please, flow. Tell us everything that comes to mind about strengths. I'm sure people will garner some insights from it.
Yes, so doing your strengths assessment and becoming clear on what the way is that you mostly think, feel, and behave, and how to use that productively to not only have a better quality relationships, but also help you to execute better. It'll help you to influence the areas that you need to influence, whether it's people, your boss, your team members. And also, when you discover how you can use your strengths to think strategically, it'll make a world of difference. And we keep coming back to that word called intentionality. You live your life with intention. Why are you doing what you're doing? You can answer the question when someone asks you, why am I doing what I'm doing? When people ask you, what why do you do what you do? You can tell them, I've got significance, I've got command, I've got learner, I've got this, and tell them about what makes you great. Taiwo, I'll never forget, I did some coaching a couple of years ago in Morocco, in Casablanca, Morocco, and I spent some time with a family. Okay, the mom, the dad, there was the daughter, and there was a son. The son was about 17 years old. And the family members all did the Clifton Strengths Assessment, and the 17-year-old boy had a strength in his top 5 called restorative, which means that he looks for problems because he loves solutions. He loves to solve problems. And as we discussed his strengths, the dad looked at this 17-year-old boy and said, son, for the first time, I'm understanding why you are taking everything apart. Why, in my eyes, you are breaking so many things. Now I know that you are not breaking it just for the sake of breaking. You want to put it together because that is how you think. That is what excites you. You know what? And as that father started talking to that boy and really amplifying his strengths and complimenting him on it, that 17-year-old boy started to cry. The tears came streaming down his face. And I will never forget the atmosphere that was in that living room that evening when a young boy was edified and was told, son, I am so proud of you. You are great. I can see that you have strength, you've got talents, and now I understand you. And that picture, whenever I feel down, whenever I feel maybe this journey is not worth it because we do work hard, I think about that picture, what the language of strength has meant to that 17-year-old boy and that father. I will never forget it. So, get your families, get the teenagers, get the people who you work with, get them to do the Clifton Strengths Assessment and start working together to amplify one another, to edify one another, and to celebrate what is right with you instead of what's wrong.
Great. Celebrating for what is right instead of what is wrong, dealing on your strengths instead of your weaknesses. We have Joshua. Joshua, time is fast spent, but I'll just unmute for you to speak just for a minute. He said, as a scholar, so you have the right to just say a word. You have a right to say a word. Anthony Joshua. Anthony was trying to find out under what research, gap is the philosophy. And I've tried to quickly send him a short message telling him that it's around the areas of positive psychology. And I've shared a detail of Don Clifton and how this test over time has been developed, So there's a lot of research. In fact, Magriet, we just crossed the 25 million mark of those that have done the test. Yes. So, it's not a myth, it's real. And people, when they come in contact with the strength philosophy, they are able to better improve themselves. Joshua, do you want to talk? Okay, so guys, look, it's been an amazing time. I feel elated, almost like I came in here almost deflated, but with Magriet and with all the wonderful, audience, the attendees of this special webinar, it's been amazing, at the Strength Discussion Series. I'm so elated, and so you can be rest assured that even this is enough to keep us coming back and coming back. I'd like to thank those that significantly made this, powerful session happen. I'd like to thank the Strength team. Most especially also, I'd like to thank the guest speaker. She said, no, we must have it today, but can we move it slightly up? So you've also given us a proper strategy. Maybe we want to move it up to about this time. Technical team, can we have Magriet's details in case we have people that want to join her and want there's Julia.
Thank you, Julia.
Oh, Julia, look, you must say something. Julia, say something. Say something.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Good to see you, Julia.
Thank you. Just very quickly, because I know we're out of time nearly, but I'm from Cape Town in South Africa, and just recently a new certified coach and loving it, and the incredible power that comes through when one works with a team of people. So you get everyone to do their assessments and then you work with them as a team. And to get them to build, face challenges together, know one another. It's been a fantastic process. So I just, support everything that has been said. And I'm so happy that I've been included in today's session. So thank you.
Thanks, Julia.
Great. Julia, I can't wait to have you here. So, so don't run. You're going to be here and you're going to be experiencing this same energy, Technical team, please, can we have Magriet's details up, Yes, so it's been an amazing time. I'd like to say thank you from the bottom of my heart on behalf of the entire team. Magriet, thank you for making this happen. And please, spread this good news and let every of our coaches know that, look, we're not joking here. We're not joking here at all. And it's about time we start to democratize the strength philosophy indeed across Africa. I'd like to say thank you. I think we're having a bit of a glitch, displaying. Okay, yes, they're back on now. Can we have Magriet's details? Yes. So you can reach out to our guest. She's co-founder and director of the Human Group. Our numbers are there, our LinkedIn profile. You could always send her a text. And please, try and, if you want to do the test, just reach out to her also, anywhere you are. She's also an excellent coach. And if you want to be a coach, please sign up with her because, look, there are some great things we're unveiling shortly, Strength Africa and Human Group. And I'm sure that this collaboration will also further deepen the spread of more coaches across board. Okay, so please reach out to Magriet. Magriet, and just say a word and let her know that you're from Strength Africa. You know, who knows? You could get a discount. Amazing, amazing. Magriet, I have to slip that in, you know, just so that, you know, who knows? You might just give them a discount. Okay, so Magriet, final words, and then, you know, we're out of their faces so that you could have your rest.
Taiwo, thank you for having me on. Strengths Africa is doing great work, and I look forward to working with you in the future.
Great, thank you. So guys, you heard it from Magriet, and we're all good. Please do your test, become a coach, spread the word, know yourself, because until you know yourself, you can't truly be yourself. Until next time, same time next week, with a beautiful other guest, you'll be rest assured that this strength thing is more than just talk, it's real. I see you because you've got it in you. Bye.